For decades, Mississippi has been depicted in period pieces, constantly shining a spotlight on its racist past. Local filmmakers say it's time to reintroduce Mississippi for what it is today.
Mississippi is always looked at in a time period that we are currently not in. And although those stories are compelling and inspirational, they just don't reflect what and who Mississippi really is.
I've struggled with this a lot because even though some of the films that we're most famous for were films that actually helped us in a sense, but now I think it hurts us.
As Mississippians, they say viewing these depictions can be emotionally challenging, some even being stereotyped just for being from the Magnolia State.
You know, I get it all of the time. People like, oh, you're from Mississippi. And it's like, yes, I'm from Mississippi because I guess it goes back to where they expect people to be based on what they've been seeing. You know, people barefoot, pregnant, and just kind of, you know, we just doing what we do.
Films do affect perception. It doesn't even have to be real. It just has to be seen, and people like, that's what they are. Because no matter where I've traveled in the world, people will ask me, well, how is Mississippi? And they'll think we're stuck in A Time to Kill, or they'll think we're stuck in Mississippi Burning. Nothing factual, but just what has helped shape their perception.
Filmmakers say now is the time to modernize the stories being filmed in Mississippi as the state continues to become more progressive.
Those films have served their purpose, but I think now we're at a place that we have to start telling stories about who we really are. And I don't see a lot of films out that depict Mississippi in the way that it should be depicted. They're mostly time period pieces. They don't reflect anything that we're doing. They doesn't reflect anything that's modern or the things that have been innovative about this state. So we have to start doing a better job of telling our own narrative.
Numerous mainstream films are recorded here in the state, but the location is often portrayed as if it is somewhere else.
I understand how the film game works. I wish that it wasn't just Thurmar Hall or just the football stadium that they use as another location. I wish it was Mississippi, and I wish it was a story about Mississippi in Mississippi current day times.
The filmmakers hope that Mississippi gets the accurate representation it deserves now that the state has removed the Confederate battle emblem from the state flag.
A lot of people, specifically a lot of filmmakers, a lot of businesses, were not coming to Mississippi specifically because we still had that flag up. And so to look back now and to see that we have changed the flag, we are now trying to create a new and a better Mississippi. Hopefully those doors will come back open.
I asked the creators about the types of modern films they would like to see based in Mississippi.
Sci-fis, adventures, and action movies, and horror movies and stuff like that.
Stories that are kind of rooted in trauma. We talk about issues that are taboo, but what we try to do more than anything is that we try to deliver a message of hope.
But I want to show people who are well-educated, people who are thriving, successful, independent business owners, people who, when a child look up and turns the television on, they can say that person is from Mississippi just like me, and not feel like, oh, if I'm from Mississippi, I don't see anyone that reflects me or reflects where I could be. So that's why I want to tell stories that will reflect a new Mississippi.